So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for game number 1 between Qwerty and HellRaisers in the Dota 2 Champions League 2021. Let's see if Qwerty are actually going to be able to take a series in this group stage at all. Currently still 0 for 7, I believe. I think this is, only one of 2 matches they actually have left. So, unfortunately for them, even if they win this one and the next series, I still don't think there's any chance they can make it through to the playoffs. So I guess this is all down for just fun and maybe some pride for them at this point. To be going through the whole entire of the group stages, not getting a single best of 3 victory would just be so soul crushing and demoralizing that maybe they want to address it. Maybe they want to sort something out after this tournament if they do end it with 0 wins. Even still, it's going to need to be looked into. But I'm sure HellRaisers, I think they need some points themselves. They're not looking too hot. But any extra points you get should be very nice, especially, I mean, I don't want to sound too brutal here, but going up against Qwerty so far, it's looking like just 3 points. But you never know. We might be surprised. We might be surprised here. And Qwerty getting rid of the usual heroes of the Cole as well as the Sven, just 2 very high meta ones at the moment. Normally in every single game if they're not banned. Meanwhile, HellRaisers taking away the Omni Knight as well as the Lina. Okay. So obviously the Omni Knight you only ever really banned with the pairing of the Sven. But then Qwerty still banned out the Sven either way, because it means it can be picked up without the combo. It doesn't have to have it with him the entire time. So it does make sense. There's also Lina banned obviously. And then HellRaisers go for the Shadow Demon the first pick. This is a hero which has been very popular as of late. Maybe just in this tournament alone. But it's been very high prioritized for a lot of teams. And it's very good from just disrupting team fights and just being able to turn things around. Meanwhile, though, Qwerty go with the Pangolier Bloodseeker themselves. Obviously, Pango is very high up in the meta. Can either be played as like a position 5, an off lane, or a mid hero. Completely depends what the enemy's draft look like. And normally, the main counter to a Pango is actually a Bloodseeker. So maybe this Bloodseeker pickup's just to give it a little bit of security. In which case, they may be thinking of doing like a position 1 Bloodseeker and then an off-lane Pangolier. Because normally, if you've got a Pango and then the enemy team picks a Bloodseeker, you just push this Pango to like a position 5 role. In which case, you don't really care if like an enemy core uses their ultimate against it. It sort of balances out. So yeah, I guess they just want to secure it for their off-lane. Unless they just really want to play Bloodseeker, in which case, who knows? Because always normally, traditionally, these are both just position 3 heroes. So I'm gonna assume that Qwerty have some sort of big game plan in mind here. I hope so anyway, I hope so. But let's see what HellRaisers are going to respond with as their next pick. Looks like their most picked heroes are like Sven, Mars, Sven, Invoker. Then they actually go for the Beastmaster now. So I assume this is going to be the standard Beastmaster of straight into the Helm of the Overlord. Sometimes players will at least get brown boots to give them some sort of like little help in the lane. And some players will just straight up rush it, get literally nothing else. Not even a Quelling Blade or anything like that. You just bum rush this item straight out the gate and get it online as soon as you possibly can. So we'll see what they got in mind for that. I assume it's going to be for Pasha as a position 3. Makes the most sense. And then they immediately banned out the Clinks as well. Has that actually been like the main priority position 1 so far? Yeah, that is actually Qwerty's most picked carry hero. Only winning 1 game of it, but I mean, that is their only win in the entire tournament so far. They win 1 game out of all of their best of 7 series. Not a good win rate, but hey, at least it's something. They have something on there. After that, it's actually the Faceless Void, so maybe that could be a potential ban out as well for HellRaisers, just pushing Qwerty into more of an uncomfortable position as they possibly can. Meanwhile, now themselves, looks like they're going to be banning the mid laners, just trying to focus down onto Rebel a little bit. I think he's played Bat Rider a few times as well, so maybe that could be the potential ban here. Actually, yeah, HellRaisers have played the Bat 3 times and not won of it a single time, so maybe Qwerty could just leave it in. Be interesting to see. The Enchantress ban just makes perfect sense when you got a Beastmaster. Like, just stealing away the boars is such a pain in the ass. Maybe they might get rid of Crystal Maiden as well, or Mirana, Shen possibly. Even though I don't really see Shen anymore, could still be a viable ban. I'm not sure if anyone on the side of Qwerty actually plays the hero. I mean, maybe even Pudge. Now that Hook instant kills creeps, that would be interesting to see. That would be very interesting, actually. But instead they decide to ban out the PL. So giving a little bit of hate towards Comart there. Trying to reduce his pool as much as possible, I guess. They still left his Faceless Void in there. So that might be the grab. We'll have to wait and see.
5 seconds remain. Radiant's turn to pick.
Also ban out the Invoker there for Qwerty. So yeah, literally just purely focusing towards Rebel in this mid lane. So we'll see if they actually are going to go back and pick up that Bat Rider. As obviously, yeah, surely they've not won with it, but I mean, they picked up quite a few times, so I think still he's comfortable with the hero. Maybe the games just didn't quite work out with that pick. Who knows? Still Qwerty's third hero to pick up first. Probably going to be one of their supports, maybe both of them at this point, unless of course they are thinking about pushing this Pangolier into like the 5 role or something. In which case they might grab like a support and a mid laner, and then try and fake out this Pangolier as a support, and then grab a core or something at the end. They go for the Undying first. Pretty decent position 5 play up against the Beastmaster. You do the decay, steal away his strength, which also reduces attack damage, and you can try and use that bonus damage and stuff yourself to either harass out the enemy support with the Shadow Demon, or try and focus onto the board and actually just clear that out and make some space for Comart to farm up as much as possible. Which could just be the game plan behind it. Already, HellRaisers actually go for the Ember Spirit pickup. I did actually see a video where I can't remember who the player was, but they were actually playing Ember Spirit position 1. And it looked quite effective. So maybe that could be the potential thought here for HellRaisers, or maybe they just want to secure Rebel's hero now. Kind of unclear at this point. I do also grab the Phoenix. So I assume the Phoenix is going to be the position 5 for Always Want to Fly. And Zayak is still going to be taking the Shadow Demon for the 4.
10 seconds. 5 seconds.
So we'll see what this pickup's going to be here from Qwerty. They might... But yeah, if they grab another core now, then... Wait, how would that work? I'll say, if you grab like a core hero which could fake as a support at the same time, then you can try and sell this Pangolier in the wrong role. And that might skew with HellRaisers' final pick, but I guess it's sort of set in stone. And a Sniper is the hero they go with. Okay, that's the hero I've not seen in Pro Dota for quite a long time. So I'm eager to see how this is going to work out. Whether this is going to be for their mid lane, for Magikush. I think that's the mid lane of Magikush. Or it could possibly be the position for Petri, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. This is going to be interesting to see. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've seen a sniper in a game. Hopefully this is going to be some sort of weird switch around plan that Qwerty are actually going to be able to boss with here. Because I don't think they've picked up a single time in this patch. Nope. No, I've not picked up before. This is definitely new. It's definitely new. Whether it's something that they've actually practiced with in maybe like a scrim or something. Or they're just like, you know what, we're already out of this tournament. May as well just have fun. Pick up what you want, boys. Go for the Bants games. It could be it. But, I mean, the rest of the draft doesn't sell that to me. It does sort of seem like a serious draft for these three. Obviously, they're still very high meta heroes. So we'll see what's going to happen here. Eager to see the outcome. HellRaisers actually do ban out the Sand King as well. So I guess they're thinking that this is a mid sniper with a support Pangolier, and that they're looking for an offlaner now. Interesting to see if that's the case. Meanwhile, Qwerty taking with the Monkey King. So I guess they're thinking that HellRaisers are going to be after a position 1. I mean, like I said, there's a very good chance this Ember could be the position 1 instead.
10 seconds. 5 seconds.
Because if you think that the Monkey King was going to be the mid lane, right, and you already knew you can have a sniper in the mid lane, there's no way you'd ban the Monkey. Like, there's absolutely no way that this hero can actually touch the sniper. His attack range is just way too long. You'll never be able to get any Jingu stacks. And your lane will just get dicked on pretty damn hard. Yeah, so I assume they were banning it as a carry Monkey King. Also removing the Slark. I guess they're both heroes that can play up against the Bloodseeker in the offlane relatively well, because the Slark, if he's in a spot bubble, can always just use Dark Pact and purge away the silence. HellRaisers actually go immediately for the Spectre. And I suppose it makes perfect sense when you see a sniper on the game, you just ult and you're immediately on top of him, and you could just wreck him pretty damn quickly. So maybe that was a bit of an oversight there from Qwerty, who knows. I mean, obviously the Slark and the Monkey King are heroes that can normally get on top of the sniper as well pretty quickly.
5 seconds.
I don't know why I'm yawning so much. It's weird. Don't know if it means I'm not breathing properly or something. Weird stuff, man. Weird stuff. Even still, only 3 seconds left to choose, and their final pick is a Hoodwink. Okay, so that means it is still going to be a core Pangolier. Offlane Pango with position 1 Bloodseeker. No, okay. Position 1 Sniper. Aerial on the Blood. Yeah, Petra on the 4. Hoodwink. Undying on the 5. And yeah, Pangolier are going to be for the mid lane then. That's interesting to see. Oh wait, oh no, it was Eru the mid laner. No, I'm pretty sure it's still the last one. I think it's Magikush, because obviously nicknames are throwing me off there. I think that is the case. Meanwhile, everything on the side of HellRaisers just sort of makes perfect sense. Obviously, Rebel in the mid with the Ember, Rezo position 1 Spectre, and Beastmaster on the offlane. And then yeah, 4 Demon, 5 Phoenix. Just makes perfect sense there. God, you still haven't actually put the Pangolier on the roll yet. Okay, yeah, it is Magikush. Right, I did get it right. My memory isn't that bad. So yeah, mid lane Pangolier versus a mid Ember Spirit. So the Monkey King ban definitely makes a lot of sense now. But still, HellRaisers, despite the fact that the Slark and the Monkey King got banned, it looked like that didn't phase them at all, because they just snapped that Spectre straight away. So I think they had that on their minds as soon as they saw the sniper pickup. Especially seems how now it's actually a position 1 sniper, so the counter to it is just even more important. And I'm not sure what sort of big save mechanics the supports on Qwerty have that can make some space for the sniper if the Spectre gets on top of him. I mean, of course, the Soul Rip can heal him. The Bushwhack can stun the Spectre for a bit. But that is just completely dependent on the fact that those skills hadn't been used yet. So they can actually use them to save the sniper. I mean, they maybe need to save themselves, because a Hoodwink's a pretty easy target for a Spectre at the same time. Yeah, I'm glad to get rid of this annoying spectator bug. It's because I was on player perspective when I was doing those Overwatches, so it's all janky, boys. It's all janky. Free camera. There we go. Right, fixed. Done. Sorted. Alrighty. Oh, wait. Fog. There we go. Welcome in, ladies and boys and girls, to game number 1 between Qwerty and HellRaisers for the Dota 2 Champions League 2021. As I've already said, Qwerty still have 0 wins, and even if they win this one and the next, I don't think they're going to take it. So I'm sure they still want to try and perform their best. Make sure their showing isn't too terrible here. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. But I mean, already, HellRaisers moving straight out of the base to get down some Deep Vision, Observer Ward, and Sentry Ward in perfect prime spots. Meanwhile, Qwerty hadn't even left the base yet. They were still just sort of hanging around by their tier 3s. I mean, Petra did put down his own Observer Ward here. I'm not sure if that's really deep enough. I thought normally when you put this ward down, you like to put it around this mark. Because that way you can see around the corner a little bit more. And then it still gives you vision down this little tunnel. I don't know. I could be wrong in that assessment, but I thought that's what you normally would do. We'll see how that ends up panning out for him. There's a very aggressive position here from Zaya. I guess he's trying to scout, see if there's a observer ward. Well, Zaya even spots the ward. He actually kills it. No denied comes out. He might just die for this, though. He's going to disrupt him up to avoid the blood right, but it doesn't matter. There's 2 shrapnel charges on top of him. And this man is dead for sure. So first blood does get found there for Eru. It looks like Rezu was thinking about trying to steal the triangle bounty as well. And give at least 3 for 1 to make that first blood a little bit more worth it. But I suppose that's not... Yeah. I mean, it kind of balances out. Obviously, Eru getting the first blood gold, 276 to work with at the very start. He just immediately bought an Orb of Venom and 2 mangoes. So his start of the game is definitely set quite nicely. But at the same time, that did cost Magikush's vision in this mid a little bit. So trying to scout out the ward positions maybe is going to be a bit more tricky for him. But yeah, I still think that trade comes out in the favor of Qwerty for that situation. I'm sure Fezzel's going to be trying his best to try and hold back Pasha as much as he can and allow Comat to farm up. I mean, Comat should be pretty safe. Oh, they're going to make another move here onto Zayax. He does actually have another shrapnel to use, but he decided not to chuck it into the trees there. Maybe if he kept chase, they probably could have found that kill, to be honest. But I guess Comat was being pressured by the illusions, so he didn't want to play it too risky. Well, Zayax is going to find a free courier. Easy money.
Courier has been slain in cold blood.
Meanwhile, at the top, Resolution still has 0 CS, just 1 denied to his name. He will now start to get someone underneath the protection of his tier 1. Makes it a little bit easier. Even still, he's going to have to start stepping up his game. I mean, it's quite difficult when you're last sitting up against a Bloodseeker, especially when he has that first cut bonus to get those extra items. Makes it a bit more tricky. Meanwhile, in this mid lane, Rebel 9-2 to the 6-0 of Magikush. So just a slight advantage for now. And putting those extra points into the Flame Guard, obviously the AoE damage, just making it really effective at hindering the last hit potential of Magikush. Just damaging every single time it comes to the wave. But fortunately though, it doesn't do anything to the Swashbuckler. Actually, Rebel has to run away here. Magikush actually jumped in aggressively, super low. Rebel forced to actually pop his salve there. Or salve his Fairy Fire. Looks like it's going to end up trading for the Water Runes. Nothing really getting too badly. Oops, right. Getting a bit caught in the trees here. They're even going to drop down the Tombstone right on top of him. He turns around to hit the Tombstone a little bit. He's still going to end up dying though. I think it was Pasha that got the Tombstone money, but I think that's still a favourable trade for Qwerty. The extra 170 gold being given over towards the Sniper, who is actually also at the top of the CS chart. And look, it is able to harass Pasha underneath the tower. Fezzel, oh, he went the Soul Rip, does a lot of damage. And Fezzel was still getting targeted up from the tower there. So you have to turn around and hit into Pasha. Oh, he almost got the kill. Does end up dying, but at least for him, he died to the tower. So neither Pasha or Zayax actually got the gold bounty for that one. Oh, it looks like maybe HellRaisers want to try and gain something else out of this. Trying to focus on to come out and immediately just goes for the TP back to his tower. I wonder if Fezzel's probably going to bring him a salve just to heal up. Otherwise, it will cost a few too many tangos to heal up for that one, yeah. Quickly buffing back up to a decent set of HP. Meanwhile, in this mid, the CS has actually evened out a bit, 17-3 to 17-2. Obviously, Rebel still has a few more creeps to go here under the tower, so we'll have a little bit of a lead. But not that much one. Oh, maybe we'll always want to fly. Oh, he gets super low. The Acorn nearly got the finish there. It was a chasing after him, but he pops the Fairy Fire in nick of time. Was that sentry ward he's getting delivered? Oh, I thought maybe he might get a sentry. Said he's just going to run back and heal up. No, he actually decides to pop his salve. I thought maybe he might have wanted to save that and just run all the way back. Never mind. Zayax looks like he's going to die yet again. Fezzel actually getting the last hit there. Even using the sword to keep the Tombstone alive for as long as possible. Now Pasha's in the spot of trouble. All the shrapnels in the world. There's nowhere this man can run. And that's another kill to the sniper. 2-0-2 right now in this safe lane. 29 on CS as well. Fantastic start for him. Meanwhile at the top, Petru did die towards one of Fly, but even still, Eru gets the retaliation. And ends up just being a solo experience here. But Jesus, look at the CS still. Rezo is only 8-3 right now against the 22-15 of Eru. This Spectre is just not having a game at all. He's pretty much a full level of experience behind the Bloodseeker as well. Very dangerous territory to be in. I think he's going to have to rely on a rotation from Rebel at some point in this game to even this out. But speaking of Rebel, he might be able to get a solo kill into Magicus. Yeah, just dumps all the flame remnants on top of his face and just eviscerates the poor old Pangolier. So really, Rebel's the only one on the side of HellRaisers that is having any fun at all in their lane. Everyone else is getting screwed over quite hard. I actually quite like this little change to take aim. 100% headshot chance for 3 seconds. It slows you for 45%. Well, it does taper down for the duration. That's pretty damn nice. I didn't realize when that patch came in. Was that 7.3? Yeah, it was actually 7.3. I'm kind of surprised that I've not seen this guy get picked up more because of that. It seems very strong at being able to secure CS as well as out harassing your opposition as well. Just guaranteed chance to do an extra 20 damage. I mean, it's only 20. It's not too bad. Fezor ends up getting a kill onto Zayak once again. I think he was coming over to help out, but he didn't actually get there in time. Not even Rebel could save him. Yes. Rebel's actually at the top of the net worth right now. Pretty much equal to the sniper, but when you compare him to Magicus, good chunk of gold ahead. About 700 at this point, which is a fair chunk of money at only 6.5 minutes into the game. We'll see what he's going to do with it. I mean, it looks like he's got finished phase boots coming out in the courier right now. And then going for the Orb of Corrosion Magic Wand next. Oh, meanwhile, though, Koma might be having his first death here, getting collapsed on. Actually, doesn't know they have the means to try and actually finish that kill. Koma's going to be able to survive. Even has his own level 6 right now. So got that big take aim, or assassinate, sorry. Try and find some kills that way. Oh, meanwhile, I missed that up top. Eru actually finding the kill onto the Spectre. Didn't actually even have his Rupture for that. He only just hit level 6 because of the kill. And now with this ultimate online, this lane for Rezo is going to get even worse. Actually, there you go. He's just going to dump it immediately onto his Wanna Fly. He's trying to avoid it as best as he can. But unfortunately, even if you dive away, you're going to die. He actually makes it work for it there. Actually, is he going to survive this? Surely not. There you go. The final touch does get the grab. The Fire Spirits was making him work for that a lot. No, it doesn't manage to disengage. Meanwhile, down bottom, Comat was actually able to get the free kill onto Zayax there. 3-0-2 right now on a sniper. 7.5 minutes in. 3,500 gold. Looks like actually going to dive onto the tower here for this kill. With the creeps. Rebel even coming in. Yeah, this is a dead sniper for sure. Absolutely no chance of surviving that. There's actually a big chunk of gold as well. 355 going towards Pasha. That's pretty nice. And yeah, it is looking like he's going straight up for that big rush of the Helm of the Overlord. Oh no, he is getting the Browns. Okay, he just wanted to get the Dom online as fast as possible. I'm sure now he's just going to fully commit into the Overlord. It's one of those items where it really drops off around like the 30-minute mark, and its effectiveness of having the Ancient Creeps doesn't really have as big of an impact because a lot of heroes can deal with it. So I got spectating a game yesterday. I think it was like Bait versus Team Unique, I think it was. And well, not yesterday, the day before. And yeah, the tide ended up getting it on like 30 minutes in, and it was kind of bad. Meanwhile, though, Eru trying to get this kill into Resolution. They get the Rupture and everything else to stop him. But he's hiding in the trees. Doesn't really know how to find it. Rebel's even to make a rotation himself. They're probably going to be able to get the kill onto the Tombstone here. Sorip going to make it work for a little bit longer. They're going to be able to get it saved. The Assassinate from Comat finishes the kill. Rebel still trying to finish off Fezor as best as he can. The Spectral Dagger actually won't even get it. Rebel does get the final tap there as the Remnant flew through. Eru just cheekily picking off Resolution's Courier. And now Zayak's in a spot bother. He's got 4 stacks of poison on to come up. If he gets hit by one more, this guy is dead. He's able to dodge that one. Zayax is still desperate. One final attempt. Not going to be able to get it. The Spectral Dagger, though. It will get the connection. So it's not too bad of a trade there for HellRaisers, to be honest. They lost the Shadow Demon, but they killed the Sniper, which is pretty damn nice. Magicus wants to try and get some revenge there. Going Going to focus on to always want to fly. Does just run straight through him. Takes him down. Magicus maybe a little bit unsure about who he wants to focus onto now. Going to go on towards the Spectre. Force him to get hit by the Blood Right. Don't improve his spells, but even still, it's a pretty tanky person at this stage of the game. Magicus going to have to try to disengage. Doesn't have any mana to work with. Do you have to pop his stick charges to Swashbuckle? No. He didn't. Why didn't he do that? If he used Swashbuckle into the trees... Oh, he couldn't even TP. It's on cooldown. Nah, he was dead. He was dead. Fair enough then. Saves the charges. Doesn't panic. Got a tombstone got dropped there in the mid. I think Pasha was maybe trying to dive Comat. They couldn't get it. Comat's game has definitely slowed down a fair bit. I mean, he's still second in net worth. Best on his team for sure. Ooh, but... Yeah. He's still about 900 gold, 700 gold, sorry. Finished off this Maelstrom. And then his DPS potential and farm rate will definitely skyrocket. I'm kind of surprised that with this skill, right? 100% headshot chance for 3 seconds. Surely the meta would be to only put 1 point into shrapnel, 1 point to take aim, and then max headshot. Because by the time you're level 5, you're guaranteed to do plus 80 damage a shot. So you'll be hitting for like 160 damage in the laning phase for 3 seconds. Which is quite a lot. And really, it should be enough time to get 3 hits. So it's like an extra, what's that, 160, 240 damage? Maybe it's not worth it. I don't know. I suppose the shrapnel still gives you some DPS in lane as well as farming speed. And so Zai gets caught out in the mid as well as always want to fly. So deaths across the board there for HellRaisers. They're popping the ultimate though because they found Comat farming in the trees, in the ancient triangle, sorry. Tombstone get dropped as well as 1200 magic. Oh no, he turns too sharply. He runs straight into the wall. He's still going to chase after him as best as he can. He's going to focus on his resolution. But he kind of connection. The server was lagging. The sharpshooter though will get the connection onto resolution. He dies. The turnaround there with the raw, holding back Fezor. Looks like the creep's going to be able to get the finishing touch. So they will get a trade onto the Undying. And probably onto Area as well here. Demonic Purge. Denying any sort of chance of retreat. And the rest of Qwerty have to just get themselves out of there. So there's a big trade, really. But still, that was favourable for HellRaisers because they killed the Sniper and then the Bloodseeker as well as Undying afterwards. Sure, they lost the Spectre, but even still, the carry and 2 others is 100% worth it. And yeah, just like that, Comat has dropped down to 4th place now. Only 1,000 gold on top of Rezo. I mean, I say only 1,000, but Rezo's had a pretty terrible game himself. The egg getting dumped pretty soon. Let's look how aggressive HellRaisers' position. They're only 12.5 minutes into the game. Yeah, they're all on the Radiant side of the map. Doesn't happen very often. You see such dominant showings from a team which isn't even that far ahead. Only 1,000 gold. Well, Magicus, with this Rolling Thunder, looks like he has found the kill. He wants to on the fly. Oh, and he guarantees the kill himself. Didn't want to let any chance that Eru gets it. Swashbuckles it point blank. Ooh. The Bushwhack does get a connection here onto Rebel. But he can't land the sharpshooters. He jumps towards. Now, that's going to get the rupture onto him instead. He's just going for the flat TP out. Is there any cancel? No, there's not. The assassinate nearly lands. So very well read there from Rebel, sorry. To just TP out in that situation, realising there wasn't any disables left from Qwerty. And I suppose, actually, the only sort of stuns they have is Bushwhack and Rolling Thunder. That's all they got. A Rod of Atos is on the cards for Eru, but he's still a fair ways away from it. Another 400 gold for the vessel, and then he's going to build the rods, which is another, what's that, 19, like 2,800 gold. So yeah, it's going to be a while before that's actually up. We got Magicus just getting ran down from Rezo. Rebel as well as Zayak gets the cut off. He's going to die yet again. Even still, he is actually the most farm core on their side. It's crazy how dominant of a lane Comat had, but as soon as the laning phase finished, this man just became really easy food. But at least he does have this Maelstrom online now, which is going to help his team out a bit. Well, obviously help out his farming speed, but he can actually start pumping out the DPS himself. wonder what he's going to go for. Most of the time you see snipers get like a Dragon Lance now, just go for that like max attack range build. But I think when you're playing up against the Spectre, it doesn't really make that much of a difference, because obviously she's always going to be on top of you. So maybe you might go for like a Shadow Blade, perhaps. Then you can use that to like disengage from the Spectre when she gets on top of him. Maybe you might still go for the Dragon Lance and actually build into a Hurricane. And that way you can like push her away from him, which could be effective in itself. But obviously that's only like a temporary solution. Within a second, she'll get back onto it. Ooh, Rebel just cancels out the smoke there immediately. And these Remnants doing such a good job of just distracting him the entire time. He's got the Rupture on him for a few more seconds, but it has now run out. Oh, he even just easily sidesteps Magickush there. Go for another point by his Swashbuckle, but he's still alive. He's trying to run away. The 8 gets popped to the back lines. They're trying to make space for him to get out. Unfortunately, he still gets ran down from Eru. Looks like Rezo might be able to find this kill into Magickush, perhaps in return. Eris is poking onto him, forces to disengage. Now, actually, he's going to be the target himself with a Demonic Purge from Zayak. I don't think there's any way this guy can survive. Actually, he's still alive for now. The Purge, more than enough damage to put him down to lethal hit. So it's a trade-in again, but that's still in the favour of Qwerty. Losing their offlane take down the mid, especially with their farm difference. Yeah, 537 gold for taking down Rebel there. 5 kill streak on him. So yeah, 100% worth it. Yeah, he is still going for the Dragon Lance. Okay. So I assume then he's going to turn this into a Hurricane pretty quickly. Yeah, I wouldn't see him like trying to save up for much else after having that. Oh, maybe one in the wood. Bezels look like they found the kill onto Zayak. Maybe onto his one of Fly as well. The pig out not going to help you in that situation, especially when you've got Rupture on you. It's only going to make the situation worse. So 2 quick kills there from Qwerty, taking down the supports, and just like that, they're actually going to move into the Roche pit. Especially seems how they have half the duration of Flesh Golem left. So it definitely makes sense to make the best out of this if you can. Maybe still. HellRaisers coming in to try and make something else happen out of that. They get the Bushwhack onto Rebel, force him to disengage. The Liquid Fire gets jumped in there from the Black Dragon. Can they do much of it? No, Magickush is still going to get the Aegis. Gets immediately rolled up, so I think he's going to die straight off the bat here. The Sharpshooter can't get the connection onto the Beastmaster. The disruption field was there. But even instead, the Beastmaster still going to end up dropping down. The Assassinate from afar is the actual finisher. Eru's trying to juke out as best he can. Rebel still finds him. Now Magickush is all alone. Is anyone from Qwerty actually going to come to his help? They're just going to abandon him. Oh, the egg gets dropped. He's shackled in place. Yeah, there's no escape. Actually, no, he's still alive for now. Gets swatched back up to the high ground. The shield cash on cooldown itself, so he will still fall. So, I mean, that's a 2-for-1 trade in the favour of HellRaisers. And they got rid of the Aegis straight away, but at the same time, Qwerty did get the gold and experience bounty for the Roche kill itself. So maybe the exchange is actually relatively even. I mean, I suppose if you think about it, you could say that that was actually in the favour of Qwerty. Seeing how Egg, Raw, and everything was used. I mean, Raw was actually up in already 15 seconds. Did he use Raw in that fight? I guess he mustn't have. There's no way it was 80 seconds ago. Yeah, it must have just been the Egg then. Fezzle ends up running into a few members of HellRaisers here. Probably going to drop down. Drops the Flesh Golem. Tries to keep himself alive. Not about to find it. Rebel. Come on, I was holding on to that. Well, not Petri, sorry. The Assassinate gets dropped just to finish off the Dragon. The Raw trying to make some space for Pasha to escape. Harry getting hit onto Resolution, but the Spectre not doing too much damage at this stage. But with another Shackle, the Centaur just been freshly stolen there for Pasha. The Bushwhack tries to help. Not enough. Another 2 kills for HellRaisers. Don't look at anything else. Ooh, Zayak, though. Does get a disruption to avoid the Bushwhack. Is anyone going to come to his rescue? Is there some unsung hero that can save this man? Oh, the Assassinate? No. Swashbuckle there from Magickush to get the finish. It was a nice attempt from Zayak. Unfortunately, just too much damage to avoid.
The rune of regeneration.
And next actually on the cards here for Magickush as well. Only basically 1,000 gold away, and he'll have this item to help out. Meanwhile, Comart's actually put himself back on the top of the net worth now. So he had a fantastic start. Started to drop off after the laning phase, but now once again has recovered quite nicely. Yeah, going straight for that Silver Edge. So that'll help him disengage from the Spectre, as well as being able to break the dispersion field. It's going to definitely help out his team actually find those kills. But Magicka has been found here from the side. He swashbuckles off to the side, but not down to low ground. He's just going for the TP out, but nah. Pasha's there with the Roar. Perfect counter to this sort of play. Oh, Magicka might still be able to get out there. Just pops. He was about to fly over the high ground there to safety. Professor. He takes the illusion room, but I don't know if he's going to be able to escape from this. Meanwhile, Rebel actually finds the kill onto Comart as well as Aero on the back lines. Fezzel's going to die here as well. So failure across the board there from Qwerty, losing 4 members. And pretty much all of them picked off on their own. I mean, maybe Comart and Aero actually died in the same vicinity. But everyone else was, picked off. And now the lead's starting to mount up here for HellRaisers. 4,000 gold. And they're going to be able to take down the first tier 2. Actually, well, I say the first tier 2. Tier 2 was taken a while ago by the looks. Don't remember seeing that die. Must have been a while ago. Just shows how much I've been paying attention, boys. And just like that, 6,000 gold lead as well. And there's a lot of pressure relying on for this sniper now. I mean, maybe once this Silver Edge is online, they might be able to actually find a kill. Or start finding some more kills. I mean, it's not like they've been lacking it. 21 and 20 right now. It's not too bad. But Magicka gets picked off once again. He's just farming without any sort of vision. Look what Qwerty have to play with. Absolutely nothing. So farming this area was super, super risky. Looks like they found a potential grappling on desire, but the rest of the team's coming in here. They probably will still find this kill, but he's going to dump absolutely everything before he dies. Focusing on to come up with people who's going for the TP out. Is there any sort of counter? No, the sniper will escape. Eru isn't going to be so fortunate. They even dropped the Roar on top of him just to guarantee this man is going to die. And die he does.
I made my kill.
Even onto Rebel here. He's going to pop his BKB to make sure there's no chance the Fezzel can get off.
What did you learn?
He dies. Actually, an Aghanim Scepter was the pickup here from the spec. Very interesting indeed. I mean, I suppose it's just a guaranteed way of getting on top of the sniper each time. Like, you could use your ultimate, and then if you somehow manage to disengage again, you just pop the Shadow Step, and you're on him once more. In which case, it just makes the life of this sniper even more difficult this game. Even an Orchid Malevolence pickup. That's very interesting. This is a pretty different sort of Spectre build. Not seen that too often. Well, Petru gets picked off with the bot as well. Everyone on top of him. And just this Shadow Step is going to allow the Spectre to get involved in these kills so much more often. Which is helping out a farmer's speed quite a lot. Pretty much equal to the sniper now. And then finally going to build a traditional Spectre Item off the Manta. Always want to fly. Oh, he gets hit by the stun. A little jump, who does actually finish it there with the extra hits. And Pasha has to turn around with the Haunt just to hold him back. In Resolution coming in there with the personal Haunt. The dive bomb, all the axes, but even still, Magicka is still pretty healthy. Actually, never mind, Rebel comes flying in, takes him down, takes down Fezzel as well. Redstone just goes to the safe TP out, and Eru's got the hard choice to try and run away. He was pretty fast with the Thirst, but unfortunately, Resolution healed up too much and even comes in to help out with the finish. So another 3 kills for HellRaisers, this time not losing anybody. And they're probably going to end up taking down the final tier 2 that is left alive for Qwerty. I don't really see what the sniper's going to be able to do to return this game around. Zyax, what the hell? Very aggressive jump in there. With the Demonic Purge, with the illusion from the from the Spectre as well. Maybe they thought it might have been enough to find that. Maybe they was trying, seeing what they could find. So it doesn't really cost them too much. Middle top, tower's about to fall. Petru does get the basically full duration of the sharpshooter onto him. But the blink back was there. Pasha's going to be able to fall back. Tower survives with 15 HP, but it looks like Qwerty is going to just double down to see if they can find something from this. Looks like Always Want to Fly will be the grab. The roar being committed from Pasha just to allow him to escape. I suppose that's not too bad there for Qwerty. They find the kill. They keep their tier 2 alive for now. Come keeps popping that take aim very early. Look at all that magic gush. Ends up dying in the mid. And Rebel still just keep a chase. Gets a nice double shackle. Petru's probably about to die here. Slight fear finishes him. Eru still just getting hunted down to the ends of the earth. Double kill. Even with godlike spree now. Focusing on towards Fezzle. No one left alive. Another death. And now can he get the final grab of Comar? He goes for the invis. They got Ascension wards. But even still, he gets the final tap. Ultra kill for Rebel. And yeah, GG's called. I do not blame them at all for that. It was just looking so damn rough. And they tap out. So very well played there to HellRaisers. Rebel just on it that game. I think he only died once. Yeah, 16-1 for 11. Fantastic show him there. 27 kills out of the 32 for his team. So he only missed out on 5 in the 25-minute game. That's pretty damn good, actually. Just shows how super active he is, which is nice to see from a mid laner. They get rolling early on, and they actually managed to transition that to help out the rest of the team. But even still, I mean, come on, I'm kind of surprised he wasn't able to do much more. After the lane phase he had top CS, and he was like 3-0-3 by the 5-minute mark or something like that. Maybe not 5 minutes, probably like 8 minutes or something, but even still, the sniper had an absolutely fantastic time, but unfortunately couldn't really transition that into much else. And yeah, HellRaisers was able to come out on top. So well played to them. Take game number 1. Game number 2 will be coming up pretty soon. But if you guys have enjoyed this game in my cast, please think about following me on my Twitch, my YouTube. All my links are down below. And yeah, I will see you all for game number 2.